Comments down below what movies I should be reviewing. What's up, everybody? Back today to talk about another movie, but this one's a semi-oldie but a goodie. 2008 Splinter. I know a lot of you guys have seen it, but it's a damn good movie, so I had to make a video at some point. I had it in my collection, of course, and I watched it a couple times when it first came out, so let's get into it a little bit. Splinter, directed by Toby Wilkins, and you know, he went on to direct The Grudge 3 and probably like a lot of TV shows. But this film, it was just as good as I remembered, and it's really short, sweet, to the point, and it's got a cool creature. So basically, this couple's on vacation, they run across this convict and his girlfriend, they get kidnapped, they all wind up at this gas station, and they wind up under attack from this thing called like a splinter parasite. That's kind of the way they describe it in the film. It's basically like this black thing that looks like little spikes, and you can kind of see the spikes moving. It's pretty cool, and what it does is it kills you and like basically reanimates you. Not like in a zombie sort of way, but like in the best way I was thinking kind of to compare the creature to is The Thing. You know, John Carpenter's The Thing. It's a little bit like that. I would say a little more mobile. It doesn't take the complete shape. It infects the body, and then it like kind of animates them and makes them walk all weird, and you know, they're kind of like half connected, and there's not a ton of kills, but it's really just a good movie. It's well done. Let's get into the good parts. First of all, it cuts to the chase. 122 minutes, perfect length. No really extra filler on this film at all, which I really enjoyed. I was like, man, this is just to the point, as good as I remembered. The second thing, and it might be the best thing about this movie, is the guy who plays the convict is Shea Whigham, and you probably are familiar with him. He's a character actor, but he just adds a whole depth to this film. His character, the best thing about the movie, basically. He's just everything to the movie, basically. He's not the main character, but best character by far. There's only 2 or 3 other characters, and there's some decent character building right before they get to the gas station. A little bit of comic relief, which I liked, and then we get to the creature, and like I said, the creature's cool, mostly. I like it. The way they filmed it was clever because it's all practical effects. I believe most of it, probably 99% of it. And, you know, it's just filmed really shaky and stuff. So, and everything in the film is chaotic, of course, because they're always fighting this thing. They're running. They're trying to hide in this gas station. So they're contained in this gas station. It has them trapped. They're trying to get help. And it's basic, but it works really well. And the gore is minimal, I would say. It's more of the way the creature is. Like I said, it kind of like The Thing, and also too, I didn't put this on my notes, but kind of reminded me slightly of Feast as well, another film I like, and at some point I'll talk about as well. Yeah, so I mentioned all the things I like. Decent characters, not a lot of them, short, to the point, cool creature, kind of inventive. There's a little hint at the beginning of the film of the creature's origin. We don't learn much about it. One of the characters, you know, has a specialty, and he can kind of explains like enough about the creature to figure out the weakness, and you know, at least give them a fighting chance, which I liked. You know, it's nice, to the point, and I'll say that a million times. So let me just talk about the bad things really quick, and I only marked 2 little bad things, and it's only one really bad little thing. Some of the effects came off slightly cheesy, but you know what? It's a low-budget film. Overall, you know, that's kind of like nitpicking. My other second nitpick is it is just so basic. It's just to the point, but you know, Shea Whigham really adds a lot of depth to it. The creature was cool. Like I said, 122 minutes, it was just pure joy. So check it out down below. I put a link to rent it on Amazon. So check it out, and let me know what you thought of the film. I know a lot of you guys have seen it, and I'll be back soon with Lights Out. Man, I almost forgot to give my grade for the film, or my score, so it's 4 out of 5, okay? 4 out of 5, easily a good B film. Could even be 4.5 out of 5, but I'm going to stick with 4 out of 5. See you guys soon.